The Wisconsin air crackled, not with thunder, not yet anyway, it crackled with something far more intense anticipation. This was it, the final round of the 2025 U.S. Women's Open. Erin Hills, a course known for its rugged beauty and unforgiving nature, was the grand stage. Players had battled its fescue and its sprawling greens for 3 grueling days. Now, only 18 holes stood between a handful of contenders and golfing immortality. The scent of freshly cut grass mixed with the nervous energy of thousands of fans. They lined the fairways, eager to witness history. A cool $12 million purse was on the line, a king's ransom. But it was more than money. It was about etching a name onto that coveted silver trophy. At the top of the heap, with a slender one-stroke lead, stood Maja Stark. The Swede, cool as a Scandinavian winter on the outside, played with a fire within. She'd carded a solid 70 in the third round, navigating the increasingly slick greens to sit at 7 under par. Stark wasn't a stranger to pressure, but this was the U.S. Women's Open, the biggest stage in women's golf. Her iron play had been sharp all week, a surgeon dissecting the course. Yet Erin Hills had a way of humbling even the most precise. Breathing down her neck was Julia Lopez Ramirez, the Spanish sensation. Just one shot back at 6 under, Lopez was a whirlwind of talent and youthful exuberance. She torched Erin Hills on Saturday with the day's lowest round, a blistering 4 under 68. The final pairing promised fireworks, and nobody was leaving early. This wasn't just golf, it was a high-wire act without a net. The final round often truly begins on the back 9 on Sunday. That's where legends are made and hearts are broken. For Maja Stark and Julia Lopez, their journey to the turn had been a tense affair, a feeling-out process. But as they stepped onto the 10th tee, the real battle commenced. This wasn't a slow burn, it was an immediate explosion of skill. The gallery, already buzzing, leaned in closer. They sensed something special was about to unfold under the watchful Wisconsin sky. Stark, holding that slim one-shot advantage, knew she couldn't afford to be passive. Her strategy all week had involved aggressive iron play, and she wasn't about to change. On the par 4 10th, she striped her drive down the middle, then lofted a beautiful iron shot that danced around the pin, settling just a few feet away. Birdie. The gauntlet was thrown down. Lopez, never one to be intimidated, answered right back. On that same 10th hole, she matched Stark's precision. Her approach shot, though perhaps a slightly longer putt, was equally impressive. She stalked the putt, read the treacherous Erin Hills green, and rolled it in. Birdie for Lopez. The crowd roared its approval for both players. The early holes of the back 9 at Erin Hills are no cakewalk. They demand precision, nerve, and a little bit of luck. As Stark and Lopez continued their duel, the pressure began to build, like steam in a kettle. Every shot was magnified, every putt scrutinized by thousands of eyes. The 11th hole, a tricky par 3, presented an immediate test of their iron games. The pin was tucked, the wind was swirling, and a miss could easily lead to a bogey or worse. Maja Stark, ever the picture of composure, stepped onto the 11th tee. She took her time, gauged the wind, and selected her club. Her swing was smooth, the contact pure. The ball soared towards the green, landing softly and rolling to about 15 feet from the hole. She calmly two-putted for par, a seemingly routine event that, under these circumstances, was anything but. Julia Lopez, watching Stark's solid play, knew she had to keep pace. Her tee shot on the 11th was equally well struck, perhaps a fraction closer than Stark's. The 12th hole at Erin Hills can be a beast. A long par 4, it demands 2 excellent shots to find the green in regulation. And even then, the green itself is a complex puzzle of slopes and swales. Julia Lopez found herself in a challenging position after her approach shot. She was on the green, yes, but a long, long way from the hole. We're talking a tricky 40-foot putt, the kind you're just hoping to lag up close for a tap-in par. But Julia Lopez isn't wired for acceptable. She saw more than just a long putt, she saw an opportunity. She took her time, walking around the putt, studying every contour. The crowd was hushed, anticipating. Maja Stark watched, knowing this could be a crucial moment. Lopez addressed the ball, her stance firm, her eyes locked on a distant target. The stroke was confident, smooth. The ball started on its journey, an audacious white speck against the vast green expanse, seemingly with a mind of its own. As the ball tracked towards the hole, a murmur rippled through the gallery. It looked good, really good. And then, as if guided by an unseen hand, it dropped. Section 5. Stark's Great Escape Grit from the Sand on 14. The euphoria from Lopez's monster putt on the 12th still hung in the air as the players moved through the 13th and onto the par 4 14th. If Lopez's long putt was a display of brilliance, Maja Stark was about to show her own brand of championship, metal pure, unadulterated grit. The 14th hole, with its strategically placed bunkers, is always ready to punish a wayward shot, and that's exactly where Stark found herself after her approach. Her ball nestled into the greenside sand, leaving her a challenging up and down to save par. The pressure was squarely on Stark. Lopez was riding a wave of momentum. A bogey here for Stark could open up a significant gap, especially with the treacherous closing holes still to come. The lie in the bunker wasn't ideal. The lip was high. The green was fast and sloped away from her. Stark, with ice in her veins, assessed the situation with remarkable calmness. She took her stance, dug her feet into the sand, and visualized the shot. The swing was compact, precise. Section 6. The lead swings, a duel of strategy and nerve. The drama of Lopez's long putt on 12 and Stark's clutch bunker save on 14 were emblematic of the entire back nine. The lead, it seemed, was on a pendulum, swinging back and forth between these two incredible competitors. It wasn't just one or two key shots, it was a sustained period of high-stakes golf where every swing, every decision, carried immense weight. This wasn't a runaway victory for anyone, it was a dogfight. Maja Stark, known for her aggressive iron play, continued to press her advantage whenever possible. She wasn't content to just hit greens, she was firing at flags. This approach, while risky, put immense pressure on Lopez. On holes like the par 5 15th, Stark might go for the green in 2, forcing Lopez to consider her own strategy. Even if Stark didn't always pull off the hero shot, the intent was clear. She was dictating play, trying to force an error from her opponent. This aggressive mindset was thrilling to watch, a champion refusing to play it safe. Julia Lopez, however, was no shrinking violet. She responded to Stark's aggression not with recklessness but with smart shot placement. If Stark went for a dangerous pin, Lopez might play to the center of the green, ensuring a par and putting the pressure back on Stark to convert her aggressive play into a birdie. Lopez understood course management. Section 7. Erin Hills bites back the treacherous greens test-all. While Stark and Lopez were engaged in their personal duel, there was another formidable opponent on the course, Erin Hills itself. The course, particularly its tricky approach shots and fast greens, was a constant threat, ready to punish any lapse in concentration. As the final round wore on, the greens, already quick, seemed to get even faster, baked by the Wisconsin sun and meticulously prepared by the grounds crew with single and double cutting and rolling. This made controlling approach shots, and especially putting, an incredibly delicate art. Imagine standing over an 8-foot putt, knowing that if you misjudge the speed by even the slightest fraction, the ball could roll 10 feet past the hole. That was the reality facing Stark and Lopez on nearly every green. Approach shots had to be incredibly precise, not just for distance but also for spin, as balls landing on the wrong tier or with too much pace could easily skid off the putting surface or leave an impossible downhill putt. The mental energy required to navigate these conditions, hole after hole, was immense. There were moments when Stark, despite her usually laser-like iron play, would see an approach shot just catch a slope and trundle away from the pin, leaving her a longer, more perilous putt than she deserved. Section 8. Down to the wire drama on the penultimate holes. As the sun began to dip lower, casting long shadows across the fescue, the U.S. Women's Open reached its boiling point. The scores were still impossibly tight. Stark and Lopez had traded blows, endured the challenges of Erin Hills, and now only a few holes remained. The 16th, 17th, and 18th holes at Erin Hills are a formidable finishing stretch, designed to separate the champion from the contenders. The tension was almost unbearable, every breath held, every shot carrying the weight of history. Who would blink first? The par 3 17th, often a pivotal hole in championships, was no different today. Picture this. Stark and Lopez, possibly tied or separated by a single stroke. The tee shot requires precision to a green guarded by bunkers in tricky runoff areas. Stark, perhaps with the honor, hit a solid shot, finding the green but leaving herself a testing putt. Then Lopez stepped up. A hush fell over the massive gallery. Her iron shot soared, a beautiful trajectory against the late afternoon sky, landing even closer than Stark's. The pressure shifted instantly. Then came the putting. Stark, facing her lengthy putt on 17, knew she needed to make it, or at least ensure a tap-in par. Section 9, a champion forged. Stark claims the crown, Lopez wins hearts. The 18th green at Erin Hills was an amphitheater of emotion. Thousands of fans pressed against the ropes, silent then roaring as the final act of this incredible drama played out. After navigating the long fairway and the perilous approach shots, it all came down to the putting surface. Maja Stark, with nerves that seemed forged from Swedish steel, faced her defining moment. Whether it was a putt for birdie to win, or a crucial par to seal the victory after Lopez had played out, the pressure was astronomical. She went through her routine, calm amidst the storm, and then, the winning putt dropped. A moment of pure, unadulterated triumph. Maja Stark, the 2025 U.S. Women's Open champion. Her reaction was a mixture of elation and disbelief, a fist pump, a look to the heavens, the weight of the world lifting from her shoulders. She had done it. She had conquered Erin Hills, she had outdueled a brilliant competitor, and she had claimed her first major championship. The crowd erupted, a wave of sound washing over the 18th green, celebrating their new champion. Julia Lopez, though undoubtedly heartbroken, showed incredible class and sportsmanship. She was one of the first to congratulate Stark, a warm embrace between two warriors who had pushed each other to the absolute limit. Lopez's performance throughout the week, and especially in that final round, had been spectacular. She may not have lifted the trophy, but she had won the admiration of fans worldwide with her skill, her fighting spirit, and her grace. Her time for major victories would surely come.